It was completely arbitrary. Like we work with these French art directors called Surface to Air that are based out of Paris. And when we started working with them, we were like, okay, what would our symbol be? You know, we always worshipped bands that had like a very strong visual iconography, whether it's, you know, bands like ASAP, Daft Punk, Justice, or, you know, Iron Maiden and Kiss, you know, or Zeppelin. You know, like you need
visuals. It's a world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you need your iconography. You know, you need that Wu-Tang symbol. And so what would that be for Chromeo? And they were like, well, why don't we do, you know, keyboards and legs, which is like the juxtaposition of like the sexy love song and like
the
mad
robotic
scientist.
scientist.
The mad scientist thing you were talking about before. You just bring them together. And since then, we just took that theme and kind of, you know, you kind of develop it over the years and create a visual language. Every girl that I brought over to my house kept saying like, oh, I love Toro y Moi, so I got really jealous. Like I was like, what's up with this kid? All the chicks love him. We should really, you know, if you can't beat him, join him. So we reached out to him. It turns out he was a fan. He knew all our stuff. And we're like, do you want to, you know, jump on this record? And we got together in LA, wrote the whole thing together. It's the first time he sang on somebody else's music. We definitely, we sort of broke new ground with him, and we're huge fans of him as a person and a musician, you know. And it kind of, I felt like it was unexpected for people to see Toro y Moi and a Chromeo song.
And a great fit too.
But it makes sense, especially when you see the three of us together. Like we could almost be a trio. I feel like we have such a strong identity musically, sonically, that when they come in, when Ezra from Vampire Weekend comes into a Chromeo song,
they become part of our world.
Yeah, it's just like, they mesh, you know, it's kind of like when Paul McCartney came on the Michael Jackson song, it sounded like Michael Jackson with Paul McCartney on there, you know, it wasn't overshadowed.
Well, that's what happened with Toro. His music is completely different. And he came in and all of a sudden he sounds like Jermaine Stewart, you know?
Yeah, he sang differently if you notice, like he had a different voice on the record. And when you hear the Ezra song, Ezra has a falsetto on the song he did with us that's completely different than Vampire Weekend. You know, so people kind of...
Ezra came in and we made him sound like a Bee Gee.
Yeah. We had worked with her before, but she only sang a chorus, and that we had written for her. So we were like, okay, now she's grown to a full-fledged solo artist, and we'd love to do a proper collaboration. So we had a song in mind for her, and we basically went to her house, spent all night writing and recording it, and you know, it made a true duet between us. And her and I sort of go at it the whole song. It's really, and the music is completely different for us. It's one of our proudest achievements on the record.
It's a slow tempo song. Yeah, we've never done that in the past.
Super cinematic. It sort of became important to us when we decided to have a new discourse on this fourth album and to go with the new musical sheen we gave our music. Like, there comes a time where you have to talk about different things and talk about them in a different way. And in the context of pop music now, where some of it is so heteronormative and so aggressively macho sometimes, we felt like our kind of anti-heroic, schmucky take on the love song could actually stand for something, you know. Like Jealous is a song that talks about men feeling really vulnerable, and there's no other ode to the castrated male on the radio today. And so in that sense, our music means something in the context of like other songs which are like, I know you want it, I know you want it. How about a song where it's like, man, I'm so jealous, but I can't even say it. Like,
hey, I bought that jacket.
Yeah, I bought that jacket. You know, so it just means something all of a sudden. So we decided to talk more about that and, you know, gender stuff. It's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It really
well, we
is
started off like that and we got out of it.
Well, no, we always did what we do. We started off, people thought we were jokey at first, and now it's like we're taking way more seriously, but to tread that line is the hardest thing. And nobody knows how the calculation that we need to do, because you need to aim just right, otherwise you're Lonely Island, or otherwise you're just like pretentious disco stuff, you know? So it's gotta be like right in the middle, and that's why we work hard on our songs, hard on our craft, but we're totally aware of what you're saying.
You definitely need that humor.
Yeah.
You don't want to part with it. But we need to be careful with how you ride that line, that fine line.
I mean, we have this saying that we always do, it's got to be lowbrow and highbrow at the same time, but never middle. And I mean, obviously there's bands that did it before us. Steely Dan did that. ZZ Top, I mean, we opened our set with ZZ Top Legs. ZZ Top are like that. You don't know, are they clowning, but they're actually really great musicians, and they're southern tough guys, but yet they're walking around in funny suits. That's like totally the level of ambiguity that we enjoy, because it makes people think.